Hey everyone, welcome to Rev Trev NFL, and I'm going to be talking about the big matchup on Sunday, the 4-2 Green Bay Packers versus the 5-1 Houston Texans. This is something we'd love to see. If we make the Super Bowl, boy, we'd love to be playing the Houston Texans. What a game. Two great young quarterbacks. So I want to dive into why I believe that we are going to win this game. And so just a reminder, I made a video about the NFC being the best division in the NFL, NFC North, that is. We know that the Vikings are 5-0, the Lions are 4-1, the Bears and the Packers are tied at 4-2. And this week is loaded with incredible matchups, this being one of the premier games, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know a lot of people are excited about this game, that the Lions and the Vikings play each other. This is for first place in the division. If the Lions win, we know that, right? We also know that there's a Super Bowl rematch this weekend with the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's going to be an incredible game. And the Sunday nighter is a big one. Is it Ravens, Bills? Something large like that. So it's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be an absolutely great weekend. And I want to kind of discuss this game and this matchup a little bit more in depth. And so let's dive in. I'm going to do a prediction at the end of the video. And so make sure you stay till the end to see my prediction on this weekend. But I do think the Houston Texans are good. I do think they're for real. And by saying that Green Bay is going to win does not for one moment say that they're not a good team. In fact, I think they're a really solid team. They beat the Colts in week 1, 29-27. They only beat the Bears 19-13. That was a surprise, even though the Texans came after the Bears. I mean, how many times did they sack Caleb Williams? Was like 6, 7 times, 9 times? I don't even know. But they got destroyed by the Vikings 34-7, and that was in Minnesota. But here's the thing. That's an interesting stat, because I believe Darnold only had 181 yards passing, but threw for 4 touchdowns. And the Packers can put up points. They can definitely put up points. And it looks like the Texans have had a bit of a challenge, more of a challenge putting up a ton of points lately, but we'll see. Then they beat the Jaguars only by 4. And that's where, the Bears beat them handily this week, the Jaguars. So that's an interesting one. Then the Texans upset the Bills 23-20, and then the Texans steamrolled the Patriots this weekend 41-21, and we just know that New England doesn't have a great defense, so that's one of the reasons why I think that the Green Bay Packers are gonna have a real opportunity to win here. So Let's dive into this real quick on what's happening, why I think the Green Bay Packers will win. Well, I think there's going to be an advantage because Lambeau Field, we're at home, baby. We play well at home. We have the white warning in effect coming in. It's going to be all the white jerseys. And yeah, it's gonna be so cool to see. Speaking of which, look at how slick these jerseys look, the helmets look. I'm personally excited to watch this game. I know there's a lot of criticism that in the helmet there, it should, instead of being all white, there should be a yellow stripe. A lot of people are complaining. I just think it looks good. These white helmets to me look fantastic. Look at how good these guys look. Wow. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And the Texans have a good look to them as well. I know that doesn't overly matter, but it's just fun to see and fun to be a part of. So, yeah, so I do think the Lambeau Field, the fans are going to be rocking. It's going to be a great place to play on Sunday. But if we can just be honest for a moment, and we're always honest here because I love making passionate and realistic and honest content. If you like that kind of content, everyone, hit the like and subscribe. Follow me, RevTrev NFL, on X, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Facebook. I'd really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate that. So not only will we have the advantage because we're at home and we have the new white jerseys, which doesn't matter, but it's just going to be cool. Let's just talk about Jordan Love. Jordan Love is the real deal. He is on fire. The last 2 weeks, Jordan Love has been lighting the league up. And this is why it's so important to just think about this. We've had a third quarterback in a row who's good, everyone. And I know that all the fans out there are upset because from the other teams because we've got ourselves another quarterback. But the last 2 weeks, Jordan Love, actually not 2 weeks, against Minnesota, comes back from the injury, throws 4 touchdowns. Then 2 weeks later against the Cardinals, he throws another 4. Man, he looks good. He looks good, everyone. And I'm just loving his play. Last week, with that pass that he made over the middle in the Cardinals game to Christian Watson, how did he get that through? The pass that he threw to Romeo Doubs for his, I believe it was his second touchdown, was insane. He just threw it up there. He knew where he was going to be and just chucked it. The thing about Jordan Love that's been blowing me away is when I watch him, it's like he's this beautiful combination of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers combined. It's like they got married and had a baby and not that they got married, that they, I don't know, whatever it is, the DNA got together somehow. This is awkward. Sorry. The DNA together, and all of a sudden he looks like he's a Favre Rodgers player. When he throws the ball, there's times where I'm like, man, that looked like Favre. There's other times where I'm like, man, that looked like Rodgers. It is unbelievable. And I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league at the moment, but can I just be honest with you? He looks a lot better than anyone thought. I didn't think he was going to be this good. Last year was amazing. This year, he's second in touchdowns, and he's missed 2 games. And he spreads the ball around. He's not just looking for one guy. Last week, it was Watson with a touchdown, Reed with a touchdown, Doubs with 2 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft has been scoring touchdowns. He's throwing the ball even to Josh Jacobs and Wicks when he's healthy. I don't think Wicks is playing this week, but like he is firing on all cylinders. Jordan Love, to me, looks like a franchise quarterback. The real deal, should easily, in my opinion, if he keeps this up, be a Pro Bowler this year. He got robbed last year. Geno Smith was not better than Jordan Love last season. He should have been a Pro Bowler last year. Man, he looks fantastic. He looks fantastic. And I think that's one of the big reasons why Jordan Love why the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Texans next week. But we don't talk enough about our defense. And our defense is turning the ball over. We're finding ways to change the momentum of the game. And I just think at the end of the day, that's the huge differences. Our defense has been very good this year. Now, we've always had a hard time stopping the run. And some of you are going to be like, Joe Mixon is going to run all over you. Everyone runs all over us. It does not matter. We find ways to win. We find ways to win. And we find ways to slow people down. And speaking of which, not only do we have, some good linebackers, some good secondary, some, corners who are playing so good. I mean, Jair is Jair, man. Jair Island, he playing good. Him and Diggs are going to go at it this week. They do not like each other. Jair's going to come. They're going to be at each other. But, not only do we have a pass rush, but we've got these two safeties. And guys, McKinney and Williams, like this team looks fantastic. But these safeties are absolutely destroying people. The coverage is excellent. The interceptions are excellent. And Williams just looks like he's arguably the best rookie. Evan Williams is arguably the best rookie. The safety out of Oregon, 5'11", number 33, took Aaron Jones's number, everyone. And it's just absolutely amazing. They're crazy good. This is what we were missing last year, having elite play by our safeties. Now, you might say, hey, listen, guys, the Texans are good. CJ Stroud is good. He is. The Texans are good. They are 5-1 for a reason. They have found ways to win football games. But I just think that on Sunday, the Green Bay Packers are going to win, not only because they're good, but I don't think the Texans have a good enough secondary. They don't have a good enough secondary. So let's be honest. They have one good corner. Who are they going to put them on? Doesn't matter. Someone else is going to be open. The scheming, Matt LaFleur is an excellent coach as well. They have an excellent coach too. But I think that the Green Bay Packers are going to be so much trouble for their secondary. It's going to be insane. And then here's the other thing. They're injured. No Nico Collins. I'm telling you right now, no Nico Collins. And that's a difference maker guy right there. So, if we play them in the playoffs and they have Nico, maybe it's a different story. I'm not sure. But it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see what is going to happen. Now, I think they're missing a couple guys, aren't they, for Sunday? I'm just bringing up the injury report right now. So their linebacker has not practiced this week. Foley has not practiced at all this week. Leicester, is that how you say it? The CB hasn't played this week. Like there's so many guys that haven't played this week. Everyone, the safety hasn't practiced this week. Now Joe Mixon's going to play. He's limited practice. Looks like Tunsil is going to be playing. He had a full practice on Thursday, so we're good there. But all the Green Bay guys, the only guy who hasn't practiced this week is Devontae Wyatt. But like Jenkins and Wooden, who missed practices on Wednesday, had limited practices yesterday. Even Wicks was limited in practice both days. Watson limited, Reed limited. Interesting. We'll see. Now, here's the other thing that I forgot to mention, okay? Why I believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to win is I believe, finally have a kicker, guys. A kicker. Now, I was on the NFC North podcast last night, and they were criticizing us that we went and got another kicker, but I don't think that's a criticism. If we had a kicker who hit those crucial field goal attempts, we would have had 2 more wins at least. So the record of 4-2 would have been, 6, and I could be 6-0 right now. We could be 6-0. Think about that for a moment. If we had them in week 1 and we had them against Minnesota, we would have won those games. Man alive. Like, that's where we're at. So McManus is here. And people are criticizing us. I love how the management has said, you know what, we need a kicker. So they went and had the Carlson and was it Joseph? They were battling in preseason. They were all ready to go with those guys. And then at the end of the preseason, they're like, they both are not good enough. Nobody's really won the job. They can them both. They cut them both, which was a shocking move. Then they get Narvison from the Tennessee Titans, who does not miss an extra point. But the problem is he misses, 40-yard field goals, like 40 to 45-yard field goals. And I'm sorry, you got to hit those. He knows that. He says you got to appreciate pressure. And he didn't hit it in the big games. The problem is his wife is a huge Packers fan. It's too bad he didn't work out for us. So they asked him. And here we are. McManus is in the building. And you're saying, Matt McManus, he's not that good. Actually, he's good enough. Anything would be better. If he just would hit, he can hit those longer field goals. He's a veteran. And I think that's another reason why we're going to win the game. We're going to hit some field goals. So the big question is this, and I know a lot of you are wondering, what's your prediction this week, Rev Trev? Well, my big prediction this week is the Green Bay Packers are going to win 31-21. 31-21, guys. I had it closer. I said it was going to be 31, like 28 or something like that. But I just think that our defense is going to come up big, and we're going to stop them, and we're going to shock the world. And so I don't know who's going to win the Minnesota-Detroit Lions game, but that's going to be a great game too. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to have all these important games in the NFC. So, the Bears look good finally. They're starting to roll. They haven't played anyone good. Every team they played has only won one game. So maybe they're not for real, but they got after the bye week, they got the Commanders coming up. They had the Patriots, and then I think it gets a little more difficult for them. The Vikings get a bit of an easy streak after the Lions, so they really want to win this game. The Lions, they look for real. They like Aiden Hutchinson injury. That's concerning for sure. There's no next man up. Like you can't replace him, but I do still think they have a ferocious defense. They have really good players. Their offense is clicking. Their run game's excellent. So this whole division is absolutely stacked. Absolutely stacked. So post in the comments what you think the score will be. I'm saying 31-21. And thanks so much, everyone, for stopping by, for being a part of the stream, for watching later. I really, really appreciate your dedication to the channel and to me. So have a good day. And, of course, go Pack, go.